Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hi everyone. Welcome back to the Astoundcast episode 17. Um, uh, well, as I'm sure you guys will have seen on social media earlier, there was a massive delay to the Belgian Grand Prix. Shall we start with that?
Might as well.
Formula One returned today with the Circuit de Spa Francorchamps Grand Prix in Belgium, which is by far the most dangerous track on the F1 calendar, even when there isn't torrential rain like today. And the race was due to get underway at 2 o'clock UK time this afternoon. We then had a 5-minute delay, and that turned into a 10-minute delay, then a 15-minute delay, then a 20-minute, then a 25-minute delay, and then it turned into a 3-hour delay.
Makes sense.
So we have the formation lap and a technical first race lap, but unfortunately that was done under the safety car, so the cars are going at like 30 miles an hour, which is so quick for a Formula One car. And then they pulled into the pits for a good 3 hours. And then at about 5 o'clock, we heard, okay, they're going to try and get underway again. And then they completed another 2 laps, called the red flag again, and then came back to the pits. And then about 10 minutes after that, race cancelled.
I mean, with the amount of rain that was shown,
Yeah,
it does make sense.
it was absolutely horrendous. Like, I genuinely thought if this race went on as planned, I think someone actually might have died.
Yeah.
Like, it was looking that if that race did go ahead, one of the drivers could have lost their life. So thank God that it didn't. But with the 4 laps being completed, they were able to reward all the top 10 half points.
Do you want to get a drink? Because you might be coughing a bit then.
Yeah, apologies about that. Yeah, so all teams were awarded half points. So, well, all drivers in the top 10. So whatever points you'd get the opposition initially, half that, and that's what you've gotten. So, like, Max Verstappen has now got 12.5 points added to his tally, which now puts him 3 points behind Lewis Hamilton in the championship, instead of the 8 that was the case beforehand. George Russell also managed to score points in this race, being second, thanks to qualifying.
All right.
And then Lewis Hamilton scored 15, give me a moment, 7 points, 7.5, thanks to being in third, because by the end of the race, none of the cars changed position because of the safety car. So the qualifying yesterday actually ended up setting the final grid for today.
All right.
So basically, when George Russell qualified P2 yesterday, he actually came second place in the race.
That's cool.
Yeah. And in the most confusing of events, I do not know how this happened, but Nikita Mazepin got fastest lap.
Yeah, that seems about right as well, with everything going on.
Yeah, this whole weekend was just an absolute disaster. Like, we probably all saw Lando Norris's crash yesterday in Quali 3, which totaled his car to Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
And, of course, Sergio Perez, before even getting to the starting grid for the race, crashed out during the formation lap. Actually, no, it wasn't even the formation lap. It was a warm-up lap about half an hour before the race was due to start. So he binned his car going at about 50 miles an hour. considering those cars can get up to about 200, that would not have been a good race.
No.
But thankfully for Sergio, albeit under some dubious circumstances with the rules, he was able to get back into the race, although, of course, it didn't exactly amount to much of anything.
Yeah.
Because given the repairs he had to do, he had to serve a grid penalty, which actually sent him straight to the back in 20th.
Yeah.
And there was only points for the top 10. So that so bringing him back to the race ended up doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It's quite sad for poor old Sergio, really. Yeah.
I mean, things happen though.
Yeah. But hey ho, it's on to Zandvoort next week. So hopefully it won't be absolutely chucking it down then.
I mean, if it is though, then
Yeah. But honestly, when the initial I don't know if you watched any. Did you watch any of the race?
I watched a little bit.
But that initial safety car, the formation lap, I was watching the whole thing, and honestly, you couldn't see Lewis, you couldn't see Max Verstappen to George Russell. Once Max Verstappen passed, it was a good 10 seconds before you were able to even see George Russell.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was bad. Like, the whole race was a mess. F3 yesterday started at, I think, 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But thankfully for them, they were actually able to complete their race. So, oh yeah, and for every delay, there was a lap taken off of this race.
Oh.
Yeah, so in the end, it was supposed to be a 44 lap race. It ended up being, well, should have been 39, but then ended up as 4.
Well, at least they balanced it out.
Yeah. But yeah, this race was not good. On the plus side, though, we did have a couple of surprises throughout it.
All right.
For example, we saw former Ferrari driver Jackie Ickx, who hasn't raced in Formula One since the 60s, in the Ferrari garage as a special guest. So that was pretty cool. We saw Alex Albon as well in the Red Bull garage with Max Verstappen, who, of course, raced for Toro Rosso, now AlphaTauri, in 2019, and Red Bull last year in 2020. So that was quite nice to see him there.
Nice.
And one last one, considering that IndyCar wasn't on this weekend, Romain Grosjean was there commentating for French TV.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So 3 ex-drivers were there today, just being there. Well, Romain Grosjean was obviously doing some commentating, but in all honesty, he didn't have that much to commentate on.
Yeah, but I mean, these things happen.
Yeah, because I remember at 4:45, we were getting a weather update. Do you know what that weather update was?
Rain?
No, we will get a weather update in 10 minutes.
Ah.
So, okay, we have an update. That will be an update in 10 minutes. I couldn't believe that. But as you know, because I texted you, Lando Norris fell asleep in the McLaren garage.
Yeah, that sounded funny.
Yeah. Mick Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel played football in the Aston Martin garage.
Wow.
Which is amazing. George Russell, Mick Schumacher, and Daniel Ricciardo all went out to see the fans briefly on the pit wall.
That's nice.
Daniel Ricciardo even tried to start a Mexican wave and succeeded, by the way.
Yay.
So that was something. I'm trying to think what else happened. They were playing some banging tunes in the grandstand. Rasputin for one.
Wow.
But yeah, bit of a disappointing day, really. But worth it to see all the crazy goings on while everyone was just sitting on their backsides waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah, we did have some pretty funny moments. For example, we saw Red Bull and Alpine do a tea and coffee and hot chocolate run.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all in all, pretty boring race, unfortunately. But I know these things happen. At least it wasn't like Japan 76, where the rain was just as bad, but they still went ahead.
I mean, true, but at least you can say that they tried.
True. But on the plus side, NASCAR had a lot better of a day yesterday.
Oh?
Well, NASCAR yesterday had the final race of the regular season before the playoffs, which start next week, which is the top 16 drivers battling it out for the full championship. But the final race of the regular championship went ahead yesterday in Daytona. So this year the regular season started in Daytona and finished there with Kyle Larson in the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet taking the regular season title.
Oh.
So a big congratulations to Kyle Larson. I think this is his first championship in NASCAR, so well done.
Good going there.
But as I also said, IndyCar has not taken place this weekend. So unfortunately, that is it for the motorsports section of this stream. And of course, Zandvoort in Holland will be going ahead next week for Formula One. Anyway, now on to episode 3 of Marvel What If.
All right.
Now, given how the race went today, I haven't been able to rewatch it, so I'm having to go off memory of Wednesday's watch. But thankfully, it's pretty easy to remember.
That's good. Go on, fill us in, man.
Yeah, this episode was titled, What If the Avengers Never Assembled?
Oh, simple. We'd get back a couple of years of our lives.
Preach. But they did it in a rather interesting way.
How so?
Well, we started off the episode by seeing the scene in Iron Man 2 when Nick Fury actually recruits Tony Stark to the Avenger Initiative, with Tony Stark sitting in the donut on top of the massive donut shop. And then as Black Widow is giving him a serum to relieve the near fatal effects of the arc reactor, he actually dies. Because there is something in there, which I will get onto later on. Then we head over to, at that point, Nat is basically accused of killing Tony, which on the surface, it does look like that.
I mean, I'd see where that's coming from.
Like, she's stuck a needle in his neck, he immediately dies. Like, the evidence there is pretty concrete.
Actually? Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
No.
But then, once Nat was escorted into a prison van, we actually headed over to New Mexico to see the scene in Thor 1, where Thor retrieves Mjolnir from the place it landed in New Mexico. And just as Clint Barton is holding his arrow ready to shoot him, he lets go and shoots Thor and kills him.
Oh.
Yeah. And then what happens next? And then as well, then I think Hawkeye actually collapses. Yes, he does. And then he's taken to the medical facility where Thor, now deceased, is being held for examination because they still don't know who Thor is by this point, and well, now never will. Also, just randomly dies. And then Black Widow breaks out of the prison van and realizes that all the Avenger Initiative candidates are being killed one by one. And because they haven't found Captain America, there's only 5 of them. But now there's only 2 of them left. Black Widow herself and the Hulk. So she heads to a university where the Hulk's girlfriend is actually working. And then she reveals to Black Widow that there was a projectile in this needle. Like, something went into Tony Stark and killed him. We're not too sure what that was yet. But we find out not long after this. But then we find out that Hulk was hiding away in his girlfriend's classroom in the university.
Yeah.
Then General Ross shows up and tries to kill the Hulk. At which point, Hulk hulks out and then beats up General Ross for a bit before he explodes.
Like usual.
The Hulk actually exploded. Yeah. And at this point, there's only one Avenger left, which is now Black Widow. She then tries to find out anything she can about who could be killing the Avengers, and then she subsequently gets killed by the person who's killing all the Avengers.
But who will kill them?
Oh, you shall find out in a moment. But while all this is happening, Loki shows up because he's found out about his brother's death, and he is in no way happy.
Understandable.
And he says to Nick Fury, if you don't find my brother's killer by the time the sun rises, I will be declaring war on Earth.
Oh, Loki does care.
Yeah. Thankfully, though, Nick Fury has a bit of a light bulb moment and then heads over to Loki to recruit him for a plan that he has. Nick Fury is going to go to the grave of ex-S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Janet Van Dyne, who is the Wasp in Ant-Man in the main Marvel timeline. And then we find out who the killer of the Avengers is.
Who was it?
Hank Pym, a.k.a. the original Ant-Man.
Whoa.
Because he is grief-stricken by his daughter's death, and to get revenge on S.H.I.E.L.D., who she was working for, killed the Avengers.
The logical thing to do.
Yeah, and then Loki and Nick Fury arrest Hank, and then we see an end credit scene. Well, not exactly an end credit scene, but one final scene before the end of the episode, because earlier on in the episode, Nick Fury used his pager. Well, he was going to use his pager to contact Captain Marvel, but he didn't get a chance to because Loki showed up. And at the end of the episode, we see Nick Fury head to the Arctic, and we see the plane that Captain America crashed into the water. And we see Captain America. But just as we see him, by pure precognition, apparently, Captain Marvel shows up.
Oh.
And that's where the episode ended. And it was a really good episode.
Seems it, though it gets pretty interesting near the end.
Yeah, it's definitely the best episode so far. genuinely such an interesting concept. Oh, and at the end of the episode, Loki does actually take over the Earth.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And now that I've done that, that was my overview for episode 3 of What If. I'm now going to discuss what I think could happen in episode 4, of which I'm just trying to find the title, and it is it is 1 moment.
No problem.
It doesn't seem to want to be showing up for me.
What things would you think they would consider for this, though? As in, what questions do you think they would consider for what ifs?
Well, we know the Marvel Zombies episode's coming. Like we know that's happening. We've seen it several times in the trailers.
What about some of your personal curiosities as to what if? As in, what sort of what ifs would you want to see?
Oh, what I want to see indeed. Well, from what I've just seen from the trailers, it looks as if Doctor Strange is involved. So I'm thinking it could be an evil Doctor Strange episode, maybe. I might be completely off. Because I unlike the last three, I can't find a title.
That's fine. I'm asking for your personal opinion this time, rather than what you think the next episode would be.
Well, there's loads of what ifs that they could explore now. Like, geez. Ooh, like, what if Captain America joined Hydra? That would be a really interesting one. Because we know for a brief time in the comics, he did a bit of a triple cross.
Yeah.
Which was not very well received.
Probably guessed that.
Yeah. But, there's so much, like, they could do a what if a few villains were good, say, I don't know. Well, we know what would happen if Thanos turned good because of episode 2. But, what if Ronan the Accuser was good? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
There is genuinely infinite possibilities.
There'll be infinite possibilities, but there might be some things that you'd want to see more than others.
Well, I do have one thing that I know for a fact will absolutely not happen. Like, uncategorically will not. But I would love to see it.
What then?
What if the heroes we know were joined by other heroes that we know, but wouldn't expect to know each other?
You just want your crossover.
Too right. Like, what if Iron Man teamed up with another playboy billionaire philanthropist genius who saw his parents get killed in front of him in an alleyway and who has a fear of bats?
So you want Marvel and DC versus everything else?
Yeah. Yeah, like, I would love to see a Marvel versus D. Like, we've gotten kind of crossovers in the comics, well, once. But I would love to see, like, an on-screen animated crossover between Marvel and DC.
So it's not Marvel. So it's not Marvel versus DC. It's Marvel plus DC.
Yeah, like there's even a video game based on the concept. It's a Mortal Kombat type game. It's literally called Marvel versus DC.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah. Now that I know it exists, I really want to play it.
If you can find it.
Oh, I'll be trying. But yeah, there is just so many what-if scenarios that I don't even know which ones I would want to see because there is just so many. Like, I'm genuinely just trying to think of a few, because, like, what if, I don't know, what if, well, we know what if Iron Man never got hit by the bomb is going to happen, so we know that will be happening at some point during the show. What if Thor never got banished from Asgard, for example? That could work.
Could be.
That could be quite an interesting one to see if we get a season 2.
But then what do you think would happen if he...
Well, we know from the beginning of Thor that he was just about to be crowned the king of Asgard. Like, literally, he was just about to get crowned, then Asgard got attacked. So I think they would have resumed with that ceremony, and I think Thor would have become the king of Asgard.
Then what would he do as king?
I really don't know. Like, I will admit, Thor during Thor 1 was quite arrogant, so I'm not quite sure what he'd do. I think he'd go back to Asgard's old conquering ways. Because he seemed like that sort of guy at the start of Thor 1, but obviously he had massive character progression thanks to all the people he met on Earth. But with being King of Asgard, I don't think that would happen. Like, I just don't think he would ever come to Earth unless he was planning to conquer it.
Well, it could be that when he becomes like king, he ends up trying to do that, and the Avengers have to fight against him.
That would be an interesting one. Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting. And maybe Loki would take Thor's place in the Avengers.
Yeah, they just switch places instead.
Oh, that would be okay. That could be interesting. Possibly something they'll discuss in season 2, if we get a season 2.
Well, that's yet to be seen for now, but something to consider.
Yeah. Like, I will admit, I am sad that What If is close to ending already.
Only 6 episodes, or?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I haven't heard otherwise. Yeah, from what I've heard, it's 6 episodes. I haven't heard about any more or seen any more things that would point to more episodes.
That's understandable then.
Yeah, but it's been a good show. Hopefully it'll get a season 2 because it definitely has potential to have a season 2.
It does, but then they'd have to consider what questions people would want to know.
Yeah, exactly. Because we know there's a Doctor Strange episode, which is next episode. And then we've got to try and figure out which is going to come first out of the two. The Marvel Zombies episode or the Iron Man being saved by Killmonger episode. And
Which one would you prefer?
I'm thinking it's going to be Marvel Zombies last because that is such a popular comic storyline that they will definitely save that one for last because that will be the most demanded and obviously save the best for last.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Honestly, the Marvel Zombies comic line was a really popular storyline. It was unreal. And now they've added Spider-Man Zombie Hunter, by the way, I really can't wait to see it.
Zombies usually are pretty popular anyway, so from that perspective,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please don't tell me you just heard the bike going past my bedroom.
No.
Good. Because it was incredibly loud.
I mean, I've had traffic going past mine for the past 10 minutes, so.
Oh, God. Damn, I didn't hear a thing.
Yeah.
Interesting, but honestly, Marvel What If, it's going to be a fairly interesting show for what's left of it. Like, it's been pretty good so far. And then, of course, we have, still before the end of the year, I believe, Miss Marvel and Hawkeye to look forward to.
That's always cool.
And then, of course, on the Star Wars side of things, we've got The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett to look forward to, so that's even better.
Definitely a lot to consider watching then.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, I have lots of stuff to watch over the next few months that is unreal.
Keeps you busy at least.
Yeah, like, and apparently, Bob Iger, the Disney CEO or ex-CEO, I'm not too sure because I think something did happen a couple months ago, but I didn't keep too up to date with that, said that Disney Plus is still in kind of its rollout stage.
Yeah.
So, like, they're not running at full capacity yet, which makes me think, how many shows are we going to be getting shown at one time?
Who knows?
Like, dear God, could they be running Loki and the Bad Batch season 2 together?
If they do.
That will be very interesting.
It'd also make your reviewing life harder because then you'd have to go back to your double schedule again.
Oh, God. Oh, it would. Oh, no. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed that that doesn't end up being the case.
If it does, we can just alternate. It works.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be a major pain in my backside. But anyway, speaking of changing up the recording schedule, well, I just mentioned this now. I'm going to be changing the recording schedule for this week as well, ever so slightly, because on Thursday, I can't believe I'm saying this right now, it's going to be the 1 year anniversary of the channel.
Yeah, that's been pretty quick.
Yeah, I can't quite believe that's happened already. And in like 2 weeks' time, it's going to be the 1 year anniversary of my first video.
Wow.
Which is even more, well, 3 weeks' time, but that's even more insane. Like, I can't quite believe that this has gone so quickly.
I mean, it's weird, but it's not.
Yeah. On the one hand, it feels like I've been doing this for a while now, but on the other hand, it doesn't seem like it's been that long.
I mean, again, it's been a year.
Yeah, again, like I said, for me at least, it feels like it's been a long time, but it doesn't feel like a year, if you get what I mean.
I get you.
Yeah, but hey ho, it's coming around, so I'm going to have to think of something to do.
Although I don't think we did the maths right of how many videos we've released over the year, because this will be 300. We're currently on 348. If we count this one, 349.
Yeah.
We'll be up to 352. Wait, no, on the Thursday it'll be 353.
Yeah, there has been a couple of days when we've done double releases.
And there's been days where we skipped.
Yeah, like,
Double
I'm
releases
not too
don't
sure.
matter. It's the days because
Yeah,
you can't say that we've done 365 days.
no. Even though there have been 365 videos on the channel, we'll still be
Exactly.
a few days short of 365.
Eh,
Yeah.
but we're up to 352 if we on the Thursday.
Woohoo! That'll be an interesting one, but yeah, I'm gonna have to think of something for that, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Ah, well. I'll think of something.
One day.
One day very soon. And speaking of very soon, week after next, on Tuesday, I'll be starting college again.
Yay, education.
Yeah. But the weird part is, it doesn't seem like it's been that long since I finished.
Couple of months, so.
Like, the summer has really, really flown by this time.
I mean, it's because this time we haven't been stuck in a lockdown.
Well, yeah, we haven't been completely restricted to our homes, but I don't know, it just seems to have gone by really quickly.
Can agree, it's gone by pretty quick this time.
Yeah, but of course, now that we're now exiting the summer holidays, the weather's going to get really cold really quick.
I mean, cold is better than warm. I'd rather be in
Ugh.
multiple layers than have to be sweating out with barely anything.
Yeah, like, there have been some days during the summer that it's come to the only thing I have left to do is rip my skin off. And that
Yeah,
might not be a good idea.
no, that doesn't sound comfortable.
No, that might be very painful.
Might be. We're not trying it, but might be.
Oh God, no. No chance in hell. But yeah, there was a few days over the summer where I thought my only option left is to just rip it all off.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Don't
but
do that.
no. But it is much easier to warm up in the cold than to cool down in the heat.
I mean, other people will argue otherwise, but
Yeah, us at least.
yeah.
Like for us two, that definitely applies 1,000%.
It all depends on climate. As in, our climate, it's easier to warm up than to cool down because our
Yeah,
winters don't get as cold.
no. But when our summers get warm, they get warm.
And by warm, we mean that humidity and
Yeah,
temperature go hand in hand rather than one of them being higher or lower than the other.
yeah. Like if we're facing 30 degrees C, we're facing like 90% humidity plus, which is why us Brits complain that it's always so warm because the humidity is skyrocketing.
Yeah, that's why we always complain about our weather because we don't know what it wants to do.
The weather doesn't know what it wants to do. Let's face it.
True.
Like the weather's about as confused as we are.
I mean, yeah, but then again, you see consistent sort of like sunshines for places. So, like Italy, Spain,
Yeah,
they get consistent sunshine. Uh,
yeah,
Russia, Canada, lots of snow. America is
yeah,
America.
yeah, yeah. Weather may vary state to state.
No, America gets typhoons and they're able to get used to that. Then there's
Well, yeah,
climates that are just beach quality. Then there's a Greenland with all this, with it being icy, and then Iceland being green.
yeah. I don't know who named those two.
Beautiful.
Like, great work, whoever named them. You had one job, and you
And they
messed
nailed
it up
it.
completely.
No, they nailed it.
Did they?
Yeah, I
Did
mean,
they?
imagine
Really?
Yeah, because if a place is called Iceland, why would they want to invade a place called Ice, where clearly they can invade somewhere that's green, like Greenland, and then all of a sudden they realize they've been bamboozled.
Yeah, like, okay, let's go and invade Greenland. Freezes to death. What the hell?
Yeah, meanwhile in Iceland.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, countries around the world, consistent sun, consistent rain, consistent cold. Britain, consistent confusion. Let's face it.
I mean, this is why we end up always just being associated together as like the United Kingdom.
Yeah. Yeah, the United Kingdom of senseless weather.
We're united in complaining about our weathers.
Yeah, that's the only thing we can. That's probably the only thing we can all agree on.
Yeah. Because as we all know, Scotland has the most snow. Wales is the wettest.
Yeah,
England has the plainest amount, and Ireland is different because they're cool.
yeah. Ireland's built different. England, it can literally change at drop of a hat. Yeah, like
Wales is constant rain, snow,
yeah,
and Scotland constant snow.
yeah. Wales floods every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like literally, when I see a flood report coming from Wales online, I'm like, oh well, there's another one.
At least we know the plants are watered.
Yeah, Wrexham is very landlocked, so we're fine.
True. And depending on where you live, you either have not much water going in or you just have it all go downhill.
If I ever flood, we're in trouble.
True. I mean, it'll be very rare if I ever flood.
Like I live close to the top of a hill, so if I have a flood, we have a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on a hill anyway, so.
Yeah. Yeah. So if us two have a flood, we're in big trouble.
You just get your little dinghies out, don't you? You just float a bit.
You just float down the hill.
Yeah, just get your fridge, lean on its side, float down. You've got food in there.
Well, yeah, exactly. It might all go off by the time you get to the bottom, but you know.
If it's cold enough, then you're fine.
Fair point. But actually, you know what? Coming off of a couple of videos I made last weekend, what do you plan to do over the colder months? Like, what are your plans as the weather gets colder now?
I mean, go to uni. I'm literally down south in the sunshine place, the sunniest
Fair
place in
point.
Britain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, no, the sunniest
Oh, and
place
that's
in
just
England, according to them. So.
yeah. But that has just brought me onto something really sad.
Oh yeah.
Technoblade.
Yeah. Again, these things happen. He'll
Yeah.
go through it. You don't write him
Yeah.
off just yet.
Yeah. My heart goes out to the guy. Like,
Yeah.
tough thing to find out, but I'm sure he'll pull through.
Technoblade never dies, after all.
Yeah. Like, as he said during his video, he was the most healthy person in the universe.
I mean, he stayed indoors playing Minecraft for 15 hours at a time.
Yeah, like, what could go wrong? But yeah, like my heart goes out to him. Hope the chemotherapy works out for him as it should do.
I mean, we'll wait and see. But most
Yeah.
likely, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Techno, if you're watching this, my heart's going out to you, my friend. I doubt you are watching this, but you know.
I mean, if he is watching this, just put a bruh.
Yeah. Yeah, just say bruh, please. Ugh. Anyway, now on to the final section of this podcast. How are you doing this week?
This week's been alright. It's been quite plain this time. Not much to talk about, really.
Yeah, same goes, to be honest. I did have what will probably be my final day out of the summer holidays on Friday, up to the north coast of Wales.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Went to Llandudno, which currently isn't a COVID hotspot, thank God.
Yeah.
Because last time we went, 2 days after we came back, it became the worst place in Wales.
Yay.
So that was fun.
Sounds it.
Like, we come back 2 days later. Oh, no.
Last
Like,
time I went
it was
was... Yeah. Last time I went was like 2019, just before everything happened. In December. Because I went for a concert.
Oh, so it was literally just before everything kicked off.
Yeah.
Yo. That is, well, lucky that you went then. But
I mean, yeah.
I will agree with Technoblade's sentiment that he gave in his video. You know that little coronavirus thing that you've got going on? Just get rid of it.
Kirby coronavirus.
Just get it gone.
Yeah, just get the jab. They're all good.
Like, realistically, it shouldn't be that hard to get rid of it.
True.
Like, just close everything down for a while. Like, look at New Zealand. They shut down the entire country completely for a month. Like, nothing was open. I mean, nothing.
I mean, yeah, but while that happens there, it doesn't mean that every single country can copy, because every country runs differently.
True. But just saying, look how well the results turned out. Like, they didn't get a single COVID case after that for a whole 11 months.
But again, they can do that. They can shut down everything. Not every country has the ability to shut down every single thing that they need, really.
Yeah, fair point. Oh my god. Wow, that's interesting. Technoblade's just gone live.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I've just got a Twitch notification. Technoblade is live.
Wait, Twitch?
Yeah.
Twitch? Really?
Wait. Techno isn't on Twitch, is he?
Yes, he is, but...
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've just seen a notification saying Technoblade has gone live. Huh.
Nope, that doesn't say he's not online there.
Oh, okay. I'll investigate that notification after then.
Yeah, that.
Apologies about that mini heart attack.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, that was a weird one to see. I'll check that out in a few minutes. But yeah, all in all, I haven't done that much this week at all. Like, the main thing I've been trying to do is get my sleeping schedule back in order, but that hasn't been going brilliantly.
Yeah.
Although, let's face it, at this point, I don't have a sleeping schedule. I have sleep.
Sleep, that's all.
Like I go unconscious for a few hours at a time, and I wake up. Doesn't really matter when it happens, but it just does.
As long as you get sleep.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it doesn't really matter when it happens, just as long as it does.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
I don't have much, I'm afraid.
Okay. But you know what? I'll do this once again because I actually don't think I did this last week, but I'll do it anyway. I'll give a quick recap of the stream for anyone who's just hopped in at the end or has kind of skipped the end to get a gist of what's happened. Formula One, very boring, lots of rain, 4 laps done. NASCAR, regular season championship has been won by Kyle Larson. Congratulations once again to him. IndyCar, nothing's happened. What If episode 3, very good. What If episode 4, don't quite know what the episode's about yet, but Doctor Strange is involved, it would appear. And we talked about the weather for a few minutes, and we explained why we complain about the weather so much. How goes out to Technoblade once again. What else is there? Went on holiday this last week, and there was a couple of other things I'd like to mention. Yesterday was a very happy day, but also a very sad day.
How come?
The sad part, the 1-year anniversary of the passing of Chadwick Boseman.
Oh.
Yeah. However, it was also International Power Rangers Day because August the 28th, 1993, the first episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers aired for the first time. Which signaled the 28th anniversary of the show, which is absolutely nuts. Like, not gonna lie, I watched it a lot as a kid, and sometimes I still do. Albeit not much anymore, because most of it's been taken off of Netflix. Which is very unfortunate. That was the only place to watch the entire show. And now it's gone, mostly.
Oh.
But now they are being re-uploaded on a very slow drip feed to YouTube.
That's not too bad then.
Although I think they're doing it an episode per week, and there's 28 years worth of content to go through. So it's gonna take a while. I'm gonna have to speed this up a little bit.
Just a tad.
Because if not, they'll still be uploading it to YouTube once YouTube shuts down. Should that ever happen.
They go for Vimeo then.
Hmm?
They'd actually just go for Vimeo rather than YouTube if it shuts down.
Yeah, but I don't think it ever will. Like, I think YouTube's gotten to the point where it's too big to fail. Unless they do something really stupid.
Or they don't make enough money.
True, but again, I'm not too sure that's going to be a worry for them.
Yeah, true.
Hopefully, anyway.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Anyway, on that rather depressing note, I will wrap up this stream. As always, guys, don't forget to follow me on here on Stereo if you're watching now, or if you're watching it later on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to me on there. Once you've done that, so don't forget to follow me as well on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, which I'm still quite not sure what to upload on there, by the way. Don't forget as well to follow Roxo on her blog and Frost on his Instagram, as I'm using his branding, of course. And don't forget as well to subscribe to Roxanne's YouTube at Mianette, which you'll probably find in my YouTube video descriptions. And is there anything else you want to say?
Make sure to clean behind your ears because you can get mushrooms behind them.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Okay, that's definitely going to be one of the hashtags on this re-upload to YouTube.
Mushroom ears.
Ear mushrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be great. On that confusing little bombshell, I will see you guys tomorrow on YouTube with another video, and I'll see you next week on here for another stream. Goodbye.
Bye.